I know what you're thinking. Why is Investor Shake making another video about Cleanspark? We already have like 5 or 6 videos about the stock. Well, the reason why I want to make this video about Cleanspark is because I believe that given the current market conditions that we're in, this could pose as a good buying opportunity. Now, when I first covered Cleanspark stock, it was trading at around $9 or $10 a share. And we've seen the stock go through a huge roller coaster in the past year. But now with the growth and tech stocks being threatened by many factors, it makes you wonder whether it's worth buying this stock. It could very well go to the single digits. But given their shift toward Bitcoin mining, it's going to be all contingent on how Bitcoin performs, because this company is really focusing more on efficiency and increasing their output of Bitcoin mining. So if Bitcoin were to go up in price, this company could very well be successful, but there's always the risk that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies could crash as much as 60 to 80%. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin were to go down to $20,000 per coin. That would be enough to send the whole world in shock. And that would cause a lot of Bitcoin mining stocks to render worthless. But that's the worst case scenario, and that's one of the risks that needs to be talked about when it comes to Cleanspark, because this is a growth stock and it is also a high risk stock. So usually with high risk, there's a high reward, but there's always a risk that you may lose a significant amount of your capital. Now, that will definitely hold true if you were buying Cleanspark at around the $40 or $30 range. Relative to where it is right now, you already lost a good chunk of your money if you were to buy at the highs. But given that the market is in a downturn, especially with tech and growth stocks, it may, if you are really bullish on this company, it wouldn't hurt to accumulate your position further. But you have to be aware of the risks when it comes to Cleanspark and Bitcoin. So this past month has not been good for Cleanspark, as it has fell from $18 about a month ago all the way to $10 a share. And that can be pretty discouraging for Cleanspark shareholders who've had the shares since summer of 2021 or earlier. But this can be a good opportunity to average down if you currently have a position. Now, this article here says why Bitcoin and Ethereum related stock Cleanspark is falling. Well, first of all, I don't know if Cleanspark is mining Ethereum. From what I've been reading, it's mainly been Bitcoin, so I don't know why he wrote that down. It says here, shares of several companies in the broader tech sector, including Cleanspark, are trading lower amid overall market weakness as concerns and Omicron variant uncertainty weigh on market sentiment. Cleanspark shares were trading lower last week as investors weigh last Wednesday's Fed announcements and assess tapering outlook. Expected rate hikes for 2022 could weigh on tech and growth stocks. So, given the new variant of this virus and the Fed announcement, which could hike interest rates, can threaten a lot of growth and tech stocks. Because a lot of growth stocks are highly they tend to be overvalued because they tend to borrow a lot of money in hopes of future growth by basically reinvesting that borrowed money and other revenue into the company itself, so the company grows and gets bigger over time. And we've seen many success stories about that with Amazon, Tesla, and even Apple. And at this point, Apple can be considered a safe stock, given its huge valuation and market cap, because the company actually justifies its market cap. But for a lot of growth stocks that have a smaller market cap, back in February, they were at very high valuations. So a lot of investors were questioning whether these companies can justify the valuation that they were given. So luckily, we're seeing a lot of these growth stocks that were overvalued earlier in the year become corrected so that they tend to have a more fair value. But it's a possibility that it could get a lot worse from here. And lastly, despite the potential risks with owning Cleanspark stock, the company is making gradual improvements on their equipment to ensure increased efficiency and a higher output of Bitcoin mining. So in this article, Cleanspark aims to grow Bitcoin mining output over 20% through immersion cooling. Basically, there's going to be a fluid that's going to be traveling into these miners that's going to help cool the machines so that they don't overheat. And because if the miners were to overheat, the computers could malfunction, which could greatly negatively affect the output of Bitcoin. So by having this technology, you're keeping the miners cooled so that they maintain a stable temperature so that they can continue operating the way they should to maximize the number of Bitcoin being mined. And in theory, the more Bitcoin they mine and the higher the price Bitcoin gets, the higher the valuation Cleanspark can be. I truly believe that Cleanspark can be a $1 billion market cap company. And looking at their market cap, they are at $472 million. So less than half of 1 billion. So basically, we would need this stock to get back to the $20 range for it to become a $1 billion company. But again, we don't know how high Bitcoin can rise in the future, but at the same time, we don't know how low Bitcoin can go down in case of a crash. All I can say is that 2022 is going to be a very unique year for the stock market. Mark my words. While I do hope for the market to recover and growth stocks to increase in value, you have to stomach the volatility that we're experiencing right now. But again, there's always a lot of unpredictability in the market. I cannot tell you how the market is going to perform. And as always, I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot help you out with any stock picks or investment advice during these times. These videos are for entertainment and educational purposes. And despite the fact that I'm making another Cleanspark video, this will be my final video about Cleanspark. So take a look at the current price right now at the time of this video being uploaded, $11.39. That is the last time I will be making a Cleanspark video. This is Investor Shake, checking out.